Now, something he does not mention in this video is that if you enhance the move when she first does it, it puts more babies in the opponent. So that way when you call them back, they actually take more damage, and the opponent can't block this. Seems like a very, very good move. And by the way, one more thing I don't believe he mentions, you can actually stack this move. How's it going, everyone? My name is True Underdog, and today we're having a look at D'Vorah. As always, I'm going to use my keen fighting game eyeballs to try to point out anything you missed in the initial review. So without any further ado, let's get to it and start the video.
Yeah, her 4-2-2 is back. It's not an overhead like it.
That's a bit disappointing, but still very good range. It's still going to be very good for whiff punishing. Much like Cabal, she can probably walk backwards and then do this move to catch the opponent whenever they stick out a move, because she's going to beat most characters in that mid-range.
But it is fast, it has great range. Then she has a bunch of really good new normals. She has this overhead, it's forward 4, it's super fast.
I think Chevy hit me with that about 4.
That's actually really good. A lot of characters have slower overheads, but the trade-off is range. So Baraka, for example, really good range, but the overhead is much slower. You have time to react to it. This thing is much harder to even see coming, and it's fast to boot. So not only is it fast, but even if you're trying to look for it, she doesn't leap in the air like other characters, so it's very tough to see his overhead coming. Definitely going to be really, really good up close, and D'Vorah is definitely a pressure character.
4 times in a row.
Yeah, I can see that.
So mad.
And that is complemented by a tremendous low that actually has a ton of reach, and she goes into this creepy crawler.
She had that same move in MKX, but I feel like it animated better, which is weird because most animations in MK11 do look better, but that one still looks kind of goofy to me. I don't know, maybe I'm alone, but to me it's a bit goofy.
I absolutely love it.
Look at the range on that low though, my god.
So
That's a really good low. Once again, she beats most characters in the range department.
50 are going to launch you for a combo, but they're very fast and very, very irritating. She also has this string, which I just absolutely love because of this part. She literally pukes on you, and then it's super.
That string seems like a very good hit confirm if you have meter, because the second hit is a bit slower to come out, so that's what you want to use in the neutral if the opponent does whiff a button and you're a bit closer but you're not sure if you whiff punished on time, whereas the other moves are a lot easier to hit confirm from afar, but up close when you're not quite sure if you hit or not, this can be a pretty good hit confirm.
Fun to do. And we got to see her throws because they're both great.
I actually do also agree. She has really good throw animations in this game.
Her babies, and then this one is too fun.
They're not even her babies, they're just her.
I love the little gesture she's doing, the back and forth.
That's awesome.
She also crosses her arms there like a mummy, which is pretty cool.
And then forward 1-3 is this really good advancing, very quick high move. They can go into.
Okay, that's a high attack. Now be warned, high attacks can be good for whiff punishing, but they're very, very risky up close, and this does not seem like a fast high move. In Mortal Kombat 11, high attacks are typically what you do to punish unsafe moves that aren't super unsafe, but you can still squeeze out a punish, because otherwise the opponent can duck under them and down one you, or even worse, they can do an uppercut for a lot of damage, or get that crushing blow. So typically, you don't want to do high attacks in the neutral, but this could be somewhat decent for whiff punishing. Be very careful, very, very careful.
All her special moves. So let's go over special moves.
Let's do it.
Ovipositor Rush is back. It's just like you remember it. Really good chip damage, great combo ender, great pressure tool.
No armor though. No armor this time. It used to be armored.
I love the gesture she's doing. She sends out one of her babies, and it's just.
So that's a very slow projectile, which you might think that's not a good thing, but it's actually very good for baiting jumps. That happened to me all the time when I was playing Jade. I'd throw the projectile, the opponent would see the animation happen, they jump way too early, and they would fall on the projectile. That's going to be D'Vorah's strength as well. She's not going to beat characters like Cetrion at zoning, but if the opponent has to get in like Baraka, and they see that projectile wind up, they're going to jump way too soon and then fall on it. Not to mention she can enhance it and throw too, which. That's a bit annoying. It's going to be very, very good if you're the one doing it, but I kind of wish that meter burning a projectile just made it bigger or faster and not put 2, because unless you're somebody like Katana or Jade who can hover in the air, it's almost impossible to jump over those things consistently, but that's just me.
Slow-moving projectile.
I don't like the double projectiles. I'm not a fan of it. That one seems actually impossible to jump over. You can maybe land in between them and block, but I don't think you can jump over both. Again, unless you're Katana and you have the air hover.
Yes. It's very, very hard to jump.
Now you could duck under them, and I should mention that if you're fighting someone who does a lot of projectiles, they're almost always high attacks, which means you can walk forward, crouch, just make sure to let go of block. Sometimes they'll hit you if you're crouch blocking, so you have to crouch and just let go of block. It's very tough to train yourself to do, but with practice you'll be doing it consistently, and that's the best way to beat zoners. You just walk forward and crouch, and eventually they keep backing up until they're in the corner, and then they die. Because most keep away players do not know how to deal with pressure. When you find some that do, that's a whole different level of frustration, but for the most part, they fall apart in the corner. So just keep slowly walking them back until their back's against the wall.
Such good range at taking up within range. So I think if you can, like, she's not going to win like a projectile battle with like Liu Kang or something, but if she can establish her projectile space, I think these things are great.
So what's up with her babies? Why are her babies hanging out over on Air Black?
I wasn't ready to get to that.
Well, okay then.
Puddle is back. She has to actually control it close, medium, or far. You can see she puts it out.
It's also considerably slower, it looks like. I'd say at least 50% slower now.
When, again, she goes into this.
It also can't extend combos without meter anymore. So that's a bit of a problem.
Yes.
Oh wait, I don't think it ever could. I think it did always cost meter, so that's my mistake.
She amplifies it, it actually happens immediately.
That new animation is great, just erupts.
You know,
I do like how
you're
it's
at-
faster
you're-
now if you
you're not
enhance
holding
it.
back.
It could actually be good for a frame trap. The opponent might think they can punish you, and that comes out so fast you just catch them pressing a button. It's actually very easy to press buttons in this game on block.
Yeah, just throw that. Steve. That'll work. There you go.
And then she has this
Awesome.
anti-air grab, which is one of her chief combo enders. This has a crushing blow if you anti-air.
I think this move plants the babies too, but I could be
Now
wrong.
it'll actually do dot damage, which everyone
Oh,
makes
it
fun
does,
of
but
saying
only on the
dot
crushing
damage.
blow. Okay.
Who makes fun of you for saying that?
Multiple people are tweeting me.
Why does he keep kicking here? I was wondering that. Is someone making him do that?
Everybody.
I get that he
just
wanted
like
the counter hit, but why does he keep
Yeah,
doing it?
If she amplifies it,
Ooh,
even
really
after the
good.
crushing blow, she actually gets a restand.
Where you can throw something at them.
Yeah. See, amplified it.
So keep in mind the opponent does have to be airborne for this move to work. So it's similar to Cabal's air hook.
You are pressing the hell out of that button.
They start
That's
vomiting or
awesome.
bait-
So if you're wondering why restands are so good, not just in fighting games in general, but in Mortal Kombat 11 specifically, it's because the opponent doesn't have any reversal options at that point. Normally on the ground you have several wake-up options that do cost meter, but at least you have something. When the opponent restands you, you have nothing. Now thankfully, to make it not quite so bad, they're not usually at that bad a frame advantage, so even though you can force them to block some attacks, unless your attack's really quick, they can down one out of it or uppercut, any number of things. So while it is a great option, it's not quite as OP as some players might be hoping, especially Devora mains.
spews.
But it is definitely always
yeah,
good
isn't
to
that
leave them
nice?
standing if you can.
Yeah, she's trying to help you. It's the miracle of birth.
Okay.
Moving on.
All right.
I actually do love how
So anyway,
Devora
let's
is
go over the
gross.
loadouts I made. So the first loadout I gave her, in my opinion, her coolest new move, which is Widow's Kiss. She teleports,
I agree. This move won me over in the trailer. I thought it was the hypest thing.
comes from the ground, drops down, it's super fast.
That's very much like Batgirl's teleport in
And if
Injustice.
she amplifies it, she gets a combo.
This is my favorite dang thing.
Yeah, this is just, that's,
Oh, that's so
he
good.
looks so cozy. You know, cozy with a K?
Of
Yeah.
course.
That's how you punish projectiles, in case you're wondering. That's going to be fantastic. So while Devora can't use her own projectiles to beat the opponents, she can just teleport. Now, unfortunately, not nearly as fast as Scorpions, but honestly, Scorpions should be a bit slower in my honest opinion. It's so good.
I'm so glad you picked the guy with the...
It's so absurdly good. And you can enhance it to make it like harder to punish. Ugh.
This is a combo starter. It's a great anti-zoning tool. So, like I was saying,
So as you can see, this move is actually fast enough to extend most of her combos, so it's a very good hit confirm combo extender. And so is her like normal launcher, and that might be better in terms of damage, but I just love how this one leaves the opponent stunned for so long. You might actually have time here to jump in and do an air attack. Let's see if he does.
If you jump, you're getting caught.
yep.
Nah, he didn't. He walked
You
back
were-
and threw a
you're gonna
projectile,
cut.
which you would
So,
never do
while it-
as a
lot of
Devora
this
player,
stuff has
never.
slower startup and it's hard to get going. If the opponent, again, the example I used, Liu Kang's very fast fireballs. If he dares and you read him, he's gonna get combo.
Such a cool move. I love it.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters this week have just been really, really good. The only one I'm not super hip on is Cetrion,
Now
but at least she
we're
looks
talking
cool.
about the bugs.
Yeah, what's up with little babies?
So several different moves leave babies.
So that move also restands the opponent, by the way, and I don't think it requires meter. So if you got to choose between the air grab and this, I think this is better.
You can see. And then she has this move where, for half of her offensive stamina, she can call them back and they do damage. And this,
Now, something he does not mention in this video is that if you enhance the move when she first does it, it puts more babies in the opponent. so that way when you call them back, they actually take more damage, and the opponent can't block this. Now the downside is you are stuck in the animation, and it does not have hit stun itself. So if the opponent is jumping and you call back the babies, they can get a full jump in combo on you. In fact, if they're even this distance that you see right here and you do that move, it's still a death sentence. But from a distance, that's going to be really, really good, and I'm not sure how long the babies stay in them. I don't think they remain there for the duration of the match, but even so, they stay in for a pretty good amount of time, so if the opponent gets complacent and tries to walk away, you just do it and kill them, or if the match goes on for a bit longer and they're almost dead, it's like a guaranteed kill. Seems like a very, very good move, and by the way, one more thing I don't believe he mentions, you can actually stack this move. So you can do it one time to end a combo, put a single baby in them. Get another mix-up or get another combo after a whiff punish, you can put a second baby in them and just keep doing that. Now there will be a maximum of how many you can do, and I'm not sure what that number is right now, but the point is you can do more than one without having to spend a meter. You just gotta land several combos, and then you pull them all out at once at the cost of 1 bar. So just keep that in mind. It's a lot more deadlier than he initially lets on in this video.
This does not have, like, it doesn't matter where the opponent, what reaction they're in. They could be standing there, they cannot block it, it's going to hit.
Right, and she can call the babies back no matter what the opponents do.
Right.
Like, you're just taking damage from the little guys.
I like how the
free
babies
damage
glow
that
like
costs
little
stamina
lightning bugs. That's
and
gonna be
the
awesome
start.
on some stages that are
So
darker.
there's a lot of risk, and it's not doing a ton of damage, but it is I use it as a rounder all the time.
Is it bad that I kind of want Devora's jacket? It
It's
looks
also
really,
something
really
that you
cool.
can
Not
use
after
when
she's
there's
worn it,
fun,
because she
you
is
go for it,
gross.
and then actually have
But if I
fun
could
and
find
do
that at a
combo.
store, I
It
would
is
love it.
Basically free damage.
Not with all the
Costs you
holes in it,
stamina.
though.
If you're not
Just the
afraid to use
hoodie.
your stamina, it's great.
Sure. Cool.
So that's actually the loadout that I use the most. That's what I've been using in the
She has a
lab.
pretty
It's
darn
one of my
good
favorite
sweep
characters
too,
to
make
play
note
with.
of that.
But I do have one more loadout we can check out.
We'll do it.
So like I mentioned in the past video when I broke down Katana, every character in this game is either an overhead character or a low character, and it looks like Devora is a low character. So in other words, the opponent is going to crouch a lot against you because your overheads can't start off combos. So what you have to do as a Devora player is do a lot more throws, and more importantly, a lot of short hops. Get very good at short hops. That's going to make the opponent want to stand up, because even though they don't want to, eventually they're going to get tired of being beaten by that short hop. So they're going to stand up, you're going to do a low, and you're going to beat them. Now outside of that, you're going to see later on in this video, she has tons of pressure moves that might catch the opponent trying to escape the block pressure. So that's going to be another way to start off your combos. But if you don't have that move in your loadout, then what you want to do is short hops and throws, and then a lot of whiff punishing. That way the opponent gets caught by your
Actually,
lows.
First, let's do her crushing blow. Or, sorry, fatal blow.
Oh gosh, the fatal blow. I gotta put on the filter now. Hers looks really cool, though I do have one issue with it. This part is so cool. I love the space they get here. Then she flies up with all this speed and then just stabs. I was kind of expecting a Shoryuken, or maybe she would punch with both her spider legs and uppercut. That would have been so sick. Then she flies around, grabs them, and just like a Zuna drop, just tombstone. Oh, that'd be great. NetherRealm, hire me. I have so many fun ideas. This is cool too, but come on, a Zuna drop after an uppercut with the spider legs would have been really cool. I'm just saying.
This is going to be kind of a trap-based pressure one.
This is definitely what I think
So,
might
the
be
first
her
move I
best
gave her
loadout, though it's going to take a more skilled
flipping
player
out.
who wants to spend a lot more
I love
time
the
in practice
alien,
mode.
Very strange costume. So
I like the
flipping out
shoulders.
is a
She looks like
half-range,
Samus, doesn't she,
super
in a
fast
way?
overhead that she can actually do from the ground or the air.
That move is going to be fantastic for beating projectiles, and I love that move already. Now, I'm not sure how it is on block. I imagine a bit unsafe, but at the same time it has such good range that I bet a lot of players won't know how to punish it, at least not when the game first comes out. So I say start abusing it and see if they have any way to beat it online.
It's not going to do a lot of damage, but it has a crushing blow.
And the crushing
that
blow is the
actually
combo
makes it
starter. So good.
The requirement is you
So
have
good.
to hit it twice in a row. Okay.
I don't like crushing blows like that. I kind of wish every crushing blow had a practical way of getting it, and certainly you could land this move twice in a row, but why can't it just be land the move twice, or land the move 3 times? Why twice in a row? That just seems too predictable, don't you think?
The idea was you're playing a game, you hit the overhead. Now the opponent...
Oh wow, she can do the overhead on the ground. I didn't notice that the first time I watched it, so now she does have an overhead low mix-up. That's crazy.
As they're getting up, remember she has
Now the
low.
overhead doesn't combo, but my gosh,
They're gonna
really
know
good.
If you hit it with a second time, it's loaded,
Ooh.
and then she's going to get a combo. Again, you know, if I wasn't old and bad.
I bet the best way to land that consistently would be to do it once to end your combo, and then when the opponent goes for a wake up, maybe you jump backwards and then do it, or just neutral jump and then do it, because they're going to do a wake up move. You'll avoid it and then catch them with it, or you just jump backwards and do it. That might work as well, because the opponent might think it's safe to let go of block and walk away, and you'll still catch them. That's going to be the only way I think you'll land it twice in a row, unless you're fighting a beginner. But let's be honest, you don't need advice for beating beginners.
I also gave her Pooping Bug, where she puts a bug out and
Oh, he does poop. I didn't notice that. It's his
Actually,
poop that attacks, not him.
Yeah, the bug gives birth to a bug that then.
Now this move has fairly limited range, so it's going to be your best friend in the corner. In mid-screen there will be some setups for it, like you drop the combo intentionally and then go for it, but in the corner is where this move is definitely going to shine. Now they did not mention if this move goes away when D'Vorah gets hit, but I'm guessing it does not, and that's going to make it really, really good, because even if the opponent does do a wake-up attack, this move might still catch them, and that's really, really good. Once again, can't wait to get my hands on D'Vorah in player. Seems like a very fun character.
And hit them. And this is, because it's slow moving, the idea would be, the opponent's standing there blocking, she puts the
And as
bug
you can
out.
see
Now,
here, it's not as good
that's
mid-screen
coming.
because he keeps
She can
pushing the
go in.
opponent outside
The
of its
opponent is gonna
range.
have
But
to
then again, he
respect
also
that
does
bug.
moves that push the opponent back. Like, that's the worst string probably, right? The ovipositor, you don't want to do that.
All right. There, and you see. The
Really
opponent's
cool
gonna
though,
block
right?
it,
Oh,
it's
it's
gonna
so
open up
good.
throws, the 50,
I wonder if
50,
that beats
whatever you wanna
throws.
do.
Like, if the opponent tries to
Amplified
throw
is
you, will it
super
still hit
strong.
them? If so, it's really
It
good.
actually will
I imagine not.
It poops multiple
spew out
bugs?
3 of
Oh my goodness.
Now, I'm not sure if that move has increased range or not. If it does, it might be a good mid-range option from mid-screen, I mean. But in the corner, it's definitely going to be even better of an option. My goodness.
Triplets.
Yeah.
And once again, D'Vorah does have the overhead in this loadout. So you can drop the combo in the corner on purpose to lay this move on the ground, and then go for an overhead or a low. And after the overhead, I'm wondering if this move will actually keep them standing, but if not, it's still extra damage. And the opponent now has to guess, is it going to be the low combo starter, or the really annoying overhead? And then if they block low twice in a row, because D'Vorah's lows are really good, this move will crushing blow them, and then you have your combo. Plus this baby means more damage on that corner combo. Seems like a really good character, not gonna
She
lie.
is truly the Hive Queen.
The
And-
babies are having babies.
Yeah, the babies are having babies.
D'Vorah seems like she
They're
might be a bit of a
multiplying
power
buddies.
trip character. Like
And
you
then
just have fun
lastly,
being
she
good with her.
has- I gave her an air version. Where the
Oh,
babies explode and then seemingly go off to heaven.
I love this because it's like playing Galaga. They fly up. Oh, it's so funny. I love it so much. This move might be good in the corner too because I'm not sure if it can hit you twice or if they can lay it right in front of you. And if you try to punch, it'll catch your extended limb. That might actually happen, but I'm not sure. Either way, seems like a pretty good move. Not nearly as good as the other one, but I can't wait to see what players do with this.
Opponent, and she can amplify.
The cool
it.
thing is you can control the
multiple.
distance, so that's really good.
Oh my goodness.
There'll be
That's
3
awesome.
on screen that are slow moving upwards projectile.
That's going to be really good when combined with her overhead because you can do that move and then her overhead, or do that move and then a low. It's going to be very good for that.
The opponent has to block, and again, if they're sitting there blocking, she goes in for her 50-50 or her throws or a jump in or whatever, and they.
She just plays her game at that point.
Yeah, she plays
Woof.
her game while her bugs are doing.
Her
Work
doing
for
the
her.
work,
Yeah.
locking them down for the most part, so she can go in and get to 50.
Yeah, or they're mesmerized by the bugs that are piecing out.
Right on.
Cool.
Yeah, I think D'Vorah, very interesting trap.
Part of me is kind of glad they limit you to certain variations at tournaments and ranked, because I can already think of really deadly ways to combine these moves in a very cheap manner. But it looks like that's it for the D'Vorah video, so real quick my final thoughts on this character, what makes her good, and where she might be lacking. So what makes D'Vorah good is definitely her range and her pressure game, and her pressure only gets better in certain variations. Now once again, she's lacking in the mix-up department, so you want to get very good at your short hops, very good with your tick throws, or if you don't want to deal with that, you want to equip the variation that has her overhead. That overhead's going to be great for whiff punishing, great for beating projectiles, and in the corner when combined with her baby attack, it's going to be a fantastic mix-up tool. So even though D'Vorah is not a mix-up character, she definitely has more than enough pressure tools to scare the opponent and make them block the wrong way. And even though her combos also aren't the best, she has some very good and viable crushing blows to start off combos without meter, and the pressure game is honestly better for doing damage anyway, because whenever I play builds of Mortal Kombat 11, I notice the combos don't do as much damage as the pressure options. It's much better to do a short combo that knocks the opponent down than do a short combo again than it is to spend 2 bars on the same combo. So D'Vorah is going to be very, very good in this game, especially when it first comes out. But please let me know your thoughts on D'Vorah in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them, and then while you're down there, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton. And finally, why not keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell? That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.